Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Starseed Angel, and in today's video I want to tell you about this amazing experience I had finding out the confirmation, receiving the confirmation from one of my guides when I asked him a question. It was just recently and it was amazing. And the more I ask these questions, the more I'm starting to learn more and feel more on my actual clairs. So, but before I even begin to get into that part of the story, I have to go back a few years so you can understand why I actually asked this particular question to one of my guides. So, it was back, I'll start from the beginning, like, it was back in 2018, that's when I first started asking, about my guides, the names of my guides. So, and I decided to start with my main spirit guide because I've never asked them before. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to start with one guide at a time. And my main spirit guide, I started with him, and the main spirit guide is, everyone has a main spirit guide, and that's the guide that's been with you since birth, so since you've been born. So, and then besides asking their names, I was like feeling on, okay, how many do I feel like I have? And back then, in 2018, I only had 3 that I knew of. But I felt like, yeah, there was definitely 3, and I knew there was a male and 2 females. Anyway, so that year, 2018, I ended up finding out all 3 guides' names within that 1 year. So then the following year, and that's because I asked them. I knew there was 3, and I did one at a time. First I did my main spirit guide, Sam, and then he gave me confirmation, and that's going to be a whole other video. And then spirit guide number 2, she gave me her confirmation, and spirit guide number 3, wow, she gave me her confirmation, and that is a really crazy video there alone. So then the following year, 2019, I just still went along like I had 3 spirit guides continuing that year. But then I kept seeing the name Ryan everywhere, right? Just everywhere in my everyday life. Ryan, everywhere I looked, I'd see the name Ryan. So I eventually clued on. Months later, I was like, okay, this spirit guide is very continuously showing. I keep seeing a name Ryan. I was thinking, do I ask if I have a spirit guide named Ryan? Just ask my guides that. So I asked my guides if I had a spirit guide named Ryan. This is back in 2019, and it turned out I did, because I got the confirmation on that. So since 2019, yeah, I accepted the confirmation. I don't talk to my guides every single day, but I do speak to them regularly. But I continued living my life as normal, and I forget to talk to Ryan a lot of the time. I kind of feel a little bit bad, but I do. But I mainly speak to 2 other guides, which one I have not mentioned yet. It's Ben and Sam. I would mainly speak to. And I totally forgot about the 2 female guides. I knew they're there, but it's just, yeah. But I continued talking to the 2 of them, Sam and Ben. And then this year I've decided to, like, okay, I'm curious if Ryan is still around. My spirit guide Ryan, who, even though I didn't ask him for his name, he came to me with his name, and I clued on eventually. Because it's one of those things. You'll see it, you won't think anything of it. You'll see it again, you'll eventually clue on that it's like a hint. It's really hard to explain. So this year, I decided, I always ask my guides questions. I like to write them down in like a Word document or something on my iPad or on my phone. So I typed in the question. I'd been putting it off for a couple of days. Just didn't get around to it. So then it's like very recent, like I don't even know what today's date is, let me see, 28th. So the 22nd of April, I decided to ask my guides, because I didn't know if Ryan was there or not. wasn't sure. So I said, I typed it in my document. I said, my question to my guides is my spirit guide Ryan still around and guiding me? Usually when I ask these questions, I give my guides about 7 days to show me the confirmation, or just give me confirmation. So I usually give them 7 days, because it's really hard when you give them a symbol to work with, or they give it to you. But I think lately it's really them giving it to me. But definitely you'll see why soon, because it's really hard not to look. The first day is just hard not to look. Second day is hard not to look. So I usually would give them 7 days, but this particular day, just the other day, when I was asking my guides if Ryan is still around, for some reason I kept feeling like I was asking, and then this is how I am learning and feeling more on my clairs, because I received it clairaudiently, but it's always in thought form, and I'm like, are you sure? And I keep getting the same answer. So I was like, I usually go 7. I kept getting like, no, do it in 3 days. Do it in 3 days. Like 3 days. Give us 3 days to give you the confirmation. I'm like, are you sure? It's usually 7, because the first 2 or 3 days I'm going to be, especially the first 24 hours, 2 days, I'm going to be looking for that thing. Not intentionally, but it's really hard not to look when you're telling me to not look. I'm going to want to look, But so I said, okay, I'll go along with it. But the first thing is, what I also noticed was, when I asked my guides for the question, then I say, okay, now we need a symbol. What do I need to look out for? So, and I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, help me to my guides. Let's co-create a symbol together, because that's been my latest thing. I've been saying co-creating with my guides, because I feel that it's them giving me the symbol and not me actually thinking it myself. So this particular time, it was a symbol that I wouldn't usually choose. I mean, I love it. It's beautiful, but I don't know. I don't know why I didn't think of this one, but I really, really feel like my guide gave me this one. I got the symbol American Eagle, right? And I'm like, okay, but it cannot be anything at home, because my partner is American, so he might have one on his shirt or somewhere else. Nothing at home, please. And I kept trying to think of a different symbol, but I just kept on getting the American Eagle kept on popping in my mind, like, no, American Eagle. I'm like, okay, and you're sure within 3 days? So yes. So the same day I asked this question, so that afternoon I went with my older daughter to pick up my younger daughter from school. And as I was waiting there in the school grounds, a lady walked past me with an American Eagle on her shirt, and she walked towards my daughter's classroom, and I was on my way there, but she walked past me, and I saw her. I'm like, it really caught my attention. It's really weird how they get you to look at something, and I did. And then I kind of followed her, because she was going towards my daughter's classroom, so because her kid was probably in my child's class, and then I stood there thinking, oh my God, there is an American Eagle on her shirt. And then as I got my daughter, as I turned around, there was another lady also with an American Eagle on her shirt. So there was 2 American Eagles on 2 different women's shirts that day. And I don't know these people. They're from just other parents picking up their kids from school. So that's on the same day. So that's very, very fast confirmation. I must have definitely was not I definitely wasn't looking. So my guard was completely down, and yeah, so that's how I got confirmation, knowing that Ryan is definitely still around, my spirit guide Ryan, and he's definitely guiding me. Yeah, so let me know what you think about having confirmation, and if you've had any experiences like this too. So yeah, anyway, I better go, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.